Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Wellbeing Centre, where we're shining a light on all of the therapists here and the work they do inside and outside of the Wellbeing Centre. Today, I introduce you to Cathy, a nutritional therapist. Cathy, can you explain a little bit more what you do at the Theo Wellbeing Centre?
Yeah, hi, Charlotte. I offer food sensitivity testing and nutritional advice at the Wellbeing Centre. So we deal with such conditions as IBS, IBD, general discomfort in the digestive system. We also deal with skin conditions such as eczema, dermatitis, itchiness, hives, and general kind of low energy levels, headaches, migraines. So general health issues that can be uncomfortable. And we look to see if food and lack of certain nutrients are playing their part. I've been at the Wellbeing Centre for near on 8 years now, and during that time, I've seen a number of clients that thankfully have managed to improve their health. So it's a very rewarding job. I'm not really here today to talk about what I do and the people I've seen. Um, I'm here to talk about a tragedy that recently hit our family. And I hope by talking about it today, I can create some awareness and help to protect other families from going through what we have and continue to go through and will always go through. And almost 2 years to the day, I lost my youngest son, Hudson, who was 24 years of age and 80 days. And we lost him sadly to carbon monoxide poisoning when he was traveling through South America. He was on an organized holiday. His accommodation had been chosen for him by a very well known UK travel company who send thousands of young people abroad every single year. And Hudson, as I said, was poisoned by carbon monoxide when he went for a shower one morning in the accommodation he was staying in. And as a result of this tragic loss to our family, when we lost Hudson, I immediately thought I needed to do something positive to try and, I suppose, give some meaning to this loss for our family. And I very quickly learned that his life was completely savable. It was avoidable, his loss of life. And had he had a very simple piece of equipment with him, and it could have easily been on his kit list, provided by the well-known travel company, um, this £20 or around £20 piece of equipment could have easily saved his life. And it detects carbon monoxide poisoning. It has a 10-year battery, and as you can see, it's on a strap, so it gets attached to your hand luggage. And when you travel, you pop it inside, still attached, and when you get to your destination, you just flip it out like that and forget about it. Now, Hudson would not have taken this piece of equipment into the shower, but his bedroom was next to the shower room. And what we now know is that carbon monoxide was leaking into his bedroom. So this would have gone off,
Mm.
and then that would have alerted him to the leak, and he would have obviously vacated his accommodation. So this very simple, inexpensive piece of equipment has essentially created what we now have as the Hudson Pack Safe Appeal. And this little leaflet, which we can obviously put on the channel, will lead people to his campaign page where they can purchase an alarm with a discount code, and they can also learn about how they can protect themselves when traveling. And that's not only abroad, but that's also in the UK. I've also learned since losing Hudson that people have died and they still continue to die through being poisoned by carbon monoxide in the UK. And that can be from staying in a tent, and maybe they take a barbecue into the tent, or a heater, to a five-star luxury hotel.
Wow.
Carbon monoxide is an invisible, odorless and toxic gas. It's known as a silent killer, and it doesn't differentiate between accommodation standards
Mm.
or the person at which it targets. Um, So yeah, the tragedy is that the alarm could have saved Hudson's life. So I've been campaigning for the last year. We launched on 31st of July to create awareness to the alarm through Hudson's Pack Safe appeal. And just recently, we managed to lobby the government through our wonderful Lib Dem MP locally to me, Al Pinkerton. And he managed to persuade the Foreign and Commonwealth Development Office to update their travel guidelines to include health and safety guidance on avoiding carbon monoxide poisoning when travelling, and to recommend taking an alarm. And following on from that huge accomplishment by Dr. Al Pinkerton, we've just agreed a collaboration with a leading retailer in all UK airports to start selling Hudson's alarm airside in all their retail units, which is a massive, massive win because they will be the first retailer to offer a carbon monoxide alarm in airport stores. It's the first time it's been done. Back in 2015, the coroner for the inquest of the Shepherd children who passed away very tragically from carbon monoxide poisoning back in 2006. So the coroner, David Hinchcliffe, made some very strong recommendations that these alarms should be sold airside so that when people travelled, they could purchase and be a lot safer when they went to their accommodation. And 10 years on, we've managed to meet that recommendation. And ironically, it's just over a year since we set up the Hudson's Pack Safe appeal. And on the 30th of August, it will also mark 2 years since Hudson passed away. So very good reasons for telling people about the alarm and where they can now buy them.
It's just what an amazing thing in Hudson's memory to be able to make
Yeah,
people aware, to inform us of the things
yeah,
that are still happening in this
yeah.
country, yet alone others. It's
Oh,
incredible.
absolutely. And so many people, including myself before we lost Huds, didn't know about this life-saving device.
Absolutely.
And we already know that we've saved at least one life through Hudson's story and the alarm. We had we had an email in from a mother who had read about Hudson's story in the iPaper a few months back now. She purchased an alarm from Hudson's campaign website,
Yeah.
persuaded her daughter to take it with her when she travelled throughout Chile. And it went off in the middle of the night in a hostel she was staying in. They evacuate the hostel, and potentially a carbon monoxide leak was discovered. So we know that we have saved at least one life.
Least. I think it's going to be immeasurable. And that
Yeah.
what a credit to you all. But it's
Thank you. And it's also in honour of Hudson and all those other people that have lost their lives to carbon monoxide poisoning, but not only lost their lives, some people have, they survive and they have long-term
yeah,
injury, which they never ever recover from. Um,
absolutely.
and to me, it's a no-brainer. Why wouldn't you spend £20 on a little device that could save your life? And it's not like you've got to change the battery either.
10-year
It's 10 years
battery,
sealed unit. Yeah, sealed
incredible.
unit. So let's get the word out there. Let's spread it on social media. Let's tell all our loved ones and all our friends that this alarm is available.
Absolutely, at a good price for a long time as well, for 10 years battery. What we will do
Yeah,
is put some of the links in the in the
that
description.
that would be great. That
And
would be great.
we can try and tell as many people as we can, because what an incredible way to honor Hudson.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
no, thank you.
Thank you, Charlotte.
Thank you so much for your time today, Cathy, and just exploring that. It's so important that we shine and allow our therapists at Feel Wellbeing Centre to show off all the other things they get up to, and that's quite an incredible thing to be proud of. So we'll shout about that as much as we can.
That's great.
Brilliant.
That's great.
Great,
Nice
and
to speak to you.
Yeah, thanks to the viewers at home for listening. Please take a look at that description as well, and educate yourself and tell people around you, and let's all learn a thing or two, I think, from this. So thanks again, Cathy.
Thanks, Charlotte.